Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, TJMV.
Charlamagne the Guy.
Peace to the planet. It's Valentine's Day.
Yes, it's Valentine's Day.
You're so excited about it.
I'm excited about it. John, play some music for me right fast, John. Let's get right into it.
This is my song.
It's Valentine's Day. Woo!
It's definitely Valentine's Day. As I was riding in this morning,
Play something else.
I noticed a white man in a Mercedes-Benz. And you know what that white man was listening to? Unbreak My Heart by Tony Braxton.
I don't know what version
that is.
Take that off. I don't know
What was that?
Keep in mind, drama is Spanish, so I don't know what the hell he just played.
It's Puerto Rican.
That was the Latin remix.
That was the Latin remix of Unbreak My Heart by Tony Braxton.
There we go. Oh, hey. Hey.
This song would be great if you didn't call her a dumb bitch in the beginning of it.
Did it? Oh, let me sit back down.
This is the thing. This is the thing. Envy can't keep this energy up.
Why? Why you say that? Because I'm old?
He can't keep this energy up.
Why?
He started off with them two hard songs. By 6:15, he be breathing hard again.
Play something else for me.
What else you got?
What else you got?
He said,
You ain't got nothing else, John?
See, he can't even.
What?
What the hell is that?
Wow. Now, keep in mind, salute to the single ladies. Drop on the clues bombs for them. You know, I said I was going to have empathy for y'all this year because I walked in this morning and I saw a couple of our folks in here blowing up balloons. I said, why y'all blowing up balloons? They said that they are having a self-love party this morning.
I think that's beautiful. And I know you've done a lot of work on your mental health, so I'm sure you'll have a lot of empathy this year for the women who are going through it.
Yeah, shout out to all the single
And shout out
ladies
to Erica Badu, she posted, shout out to women who are recovering from trauma and still showing up for life.
Oh, here you go, Angela. You got to be a super mood killer. You know what I'm saying? You got that trauma of showing up for life. It's Valentine's Day. What they got to do with anything?
Erica Badu posted that. I thought that was very
Erica
appropriate.
got 6 Valentines. How many baby daddies Erica got?
I think she got 4.
All right. Erica got at least, so that means she got 4 baby daddies, so that's 4 Valentines. And she definitely got 2 more Valentines.
She has 3 children.
And she got a son to give her Valentine's Day gifts to. All I'm simply saying is when I walked in here this morning, the lady said they was having a self-love party.
Yeah, why were they blowing up balloons?
They said they're having a self-love party.
It's cold outside.
Now, shout out to all my girls that went through it with a man and finally got rid of that burden that was lifted from off their shoulders.
Right.
Congratulations to you. We are celebrating today.
Celebrating
for
what?
y'all.
Because
sometimes it's hard to get out of a relationship that you get too comfortable not being treated the way you know you deserve to be treated.
No doubt. Celebrate that tomorrow. Today Valentine's Day. Let's put a love aside. Drop on a clues bomb.
Self-love is very important. I love it.
Drop on a clues bomb for everybody that's happily married in relationships that's going to enjoy their day. All right?
Enjoy my day.
Listen, I ain't going to ruin y'all party. Y'all don't ruin mine. I turned to Taylor. I said, Taylor, you coming to the self-love party? He said, why you think I ain't got no date? I said, whoa, Taylor. All I said was, you go to the self-love party. I love myself. I think we all should have self-love.
No,
what that got to do?
goodness.
She just got defensive for no reason.
All right.
But just because you're single don't mean you're miserable. You might be single and way happier
Oh, my God.
than when you were in a relationship.
It's cold outside.
My God.
Just be glad you got rid of that 0 and live your life, girl.
Okay.
All right, well, we got front page news coming up.
Yes, we are going to talk about Americans who are behind on their car loans more than ever before. We'll tell you those numbers. Plus, you might have woke up and felt a little lonelier because your Instagram followers went down. We'll tell you why.
Is that why? Is that why you woke up feeling a little lonelier today of all days? Huh? I know Offset's showing off on this Valentine's Day. He got Bae back too?
You should be.
I know he's showing out this.
Absolutely.
I know he's showing out.
As he should. All right, well, let's get in some front page news. What are we talking about, Yee?
Well, first, let's talk about these Brooklyn Nets. Triple overtime. They won 148 to 139. So shout out to those Nets. Triple overtime. That's a long game. The Cavaliers.
Okay.
All right, now more Americans.
It took them 3 overtimes to beat the Cavaliers.
I know. Did the Knicks win against the Cavs the other night?
I have no idea.
Nope. All right, now let's talk about more Americans are behind on their car loans than ever before. They said more than 7 million car loans were past due by at least 90 days in the fourth quarter. So they said Americans are paying a lot more for new car purchases. The average price of a new car purchase last year was about $36,000, and car companies are also selling more SUVs, and those are more expensive. So that's why. But yes, more than 90 days behind. That's stressful.
Very stressful.
Now, Lyft is offering free rides to historical sites for Black History Month. So certain places, and you can look and see by your city what places they're participating in. But if you're in Atlanta, you can go to the Center for Civil and Human Rights. Here in New York, you can go to the Apollo Theater. In D.C., you can go to the National Museum of African American History and Culture. So what they're doing is providing one free ride of up to $10 or $10 off to any historically Black sites. So if you want to do that this month for Black History Month, Lyft will do that for you.
That's dope.
Now, there was an Instagram bug yesterday, and people were losing their minds because they lost a bunch of followers. So if that happened to you, you saw a noticeable dip in your Instagram follower count, well, there's a bug, and that's why that's happening. So a lot of people were panicking over that, but they said that there was a photo that was circulating saying that there were inactive accounts being deleted. They said that was a fake photo. They never put that response out. They said, we are aware of an issue that's causing a change in account follower numbers for some people right now. We are working to resolve this as quickly as possible.
Let me go check mine, because I looked at mine yesterday, and my followers went up for some strange reason.
Yeah, well, most people's
I'm there.
ended up going down.
I got 3 million followers. Follow
There you
me
go.
across the 3 million mark. Follow me at Seed of God, CTHAGOD.
Well, congratulations to you, bro.
I mean,
You
I
are
don't
so
know.
selfish
I don't know
today,
if that's-
between Valentine's Day and Instagram.
What you want me to do?
A lot of people are out here not having a great day, and you over here, oh, well, I did this, and I got more follow me.
Who fault is it that I'm happily married? Who fault is it that I got 3 million followers on Instagram? I cannot think about the people who don't have those things.
Sheesh.
What's
All
wrong
right,
with
now,
that?
Paul Manafort, the judge has voided Paul Manafort's plea deal, saying that he intentionally lied to the FBI. So if you guys remember, he was convicted of various financial crimes in August, but he cut a deal to plead guilty to 2 charges of conspiracy and witness tampering in September. But they're saying that he lied so much during the investigation that they actually are voiding that deal that he cut.
What are they going to do now?
I guess we'll see. They're reviewing transcripts and evidence, and they're going to show that how serious the things that he said were, and that disrupted his cooperation. So he made some intentionally false statements. So now we will see what happened. They're going to see if he's accepted responsibility for his actions, and they're going to end up sentencing him.
Come on, guy. You need to learn how to properly cooperate. Call 6ix9ine and ask 6ix9ine how to properly cooperate.
You
with
are
the state.
stupid.
I know about a body.
Exactly.
All right, well, that is front page
I
news.
also want to say, too, man, the law of attraction is real. So just
you attracted
know,
to me?
No, just know whatever you say you want, the universe will give it to you. So today's Valentine's Day. If you keep talking about you don't need a man and all men are trash and you're so happy to be alone, guess what you're going to get?
What?
Nope. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. The law of attraction is real. Y'all better wake up this morning and restructure your vision boards.
Well, shout out to my confident women who know that they could be whole in themselves and don't need somebody else to make them whole
still be-
until they find the right person.
can be all
Because
that.
there's nothing worse than being in a bad relationship just to be in a relationship.
You can be all of that, but all I'm simply saying is the
Wait
law
for the
of
right
attraction
person
is real.
and
So
take
you
your
can
time.
be a whole woman out there saying you don't want no whole man, and guess what you're going to get?
What?
Another day is gone.
Oh, y'all are crazy, man.
Take your time, ladies.
Get it off your chest.
Be with the right person, not just any person.
800-585-1051. Matter of fact, if you're single out there,
No, I think that we need to switch the narrative. If you single out there on Valentine's Day, but you really do want to bang, whether you a man or a woman,
That's right.
Call up and tell the universe, man, I'm tired of this. I don't want this to be I want this to be my last day alone.
I'm tired of
my
being
last
alone.
Valentine's Day alone.
I'm tired of being alone.
It's early. It's still February. Okay, you can have a man by March, but you got to tell the universe what you want.
yeah, so if you lonely out there and you don't want to be lonely
Yes.
anymore, you tired of using the Vino lotion and watching Pornhub.
Yes,
You tired of going to the strip clubs. You tired of the,
Yes.
what they call the rabbits? That's what they call you?
Don't act like you don't know Mr. 9.5 inch still though. We ain't
Tell
forgot
me.
that either.
Don't
Okay.
act like them little ears ain't tickled your butt.
Valentine's Day. If you know Valentine's Day sucks by yourself, call up here and tell the universe you want a man. All right?
Don't to me, right?
Don't
to me.
Don't wake.
I just asked what it's
Don't
called.
wake up this morning talking about I don't need no man. I'm good. I can do all. I can do good by my bad
We
by
want to talk
myself.
to you. Call us up right now. It's the Breakfast Club.
Claim it.
I hear from you on the Breakfast Club.
So if you got something on your mind, let it out. Hello, who's this?
Yo, what's going on, man? This is Synergy from Lowell.
What's up, bro?
I just want to say shout out to everybody out there, man. Keep doing your grind. It doesn't matter if you're single or not, baby mama or not. Keep going, man.
Bruh, we trying to change the narrative. Don't call up here saying it don't matter if you're single or not. Do you want a woman?
Who wouldn't?
I think I heard who wouldn't want a woman.
Yes, that's
You know what I mean?
So tell the universe you want a woman. Stop saying stuff like it don't matter if you're single or not. It matters what you tell the universe.
You want the right woman, though, not just a woman.
Nah, I already have a woman, though. Her
See?
name is
He's good.
She's from Nashua.
Okay.
Congratulations.
What y'all doing today?
Have you met her, or is it as only?
Sound like a
social media?
catfish. It do sound like a catfish.
Nah, we've been together for a couple months, and
Oh,
You know,
early.
things
So
are
what y'all
going-
doing today since it's so early?
yeah, I bought her some flowers. I bought her a big ass teddy bear. We about to go eat. We're about to chill at her mom's house. Everything.
That's
Congratulations,
sweet. Okay.
sir.
Nicole.
Hi.
Hey, Nicole's from Detroit. Nicole, you single today, mama?
Yes, I am very single. I just broke up with my boyfriend last night, and
Woo.
Wow.
today is my birthday.
Happy
Today
birthday.
is your birthday? Well, he's good. He didn't want to buy no gifts today, huh?
No birthday, no
No Valentine's, no birthday. He broke up with you last night.
Well,
He's rough.
if he waited until today, I mean.
Right.
What happened?
He has expectations of me that he can't live up to himself.
Oh, I
And
got
feel
you.
That was extremely self-righteous and selfish.
Well, I want to send you something for your birthday and for Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you so much.
You
So
don't
you-
start this. You
hold
gonna go
on.
broke today sending all these single
You
women
hold on the
stuff
line, okay? I just have
Boy.
to get your email address so I can send this to you.
Yeah,
but
don't start this.
courtesy of Sherry's Berries and Pro Flowers, I got you, girl.
Oh,
I got
okay.
us.
You got a sponsor.
Thank
Good.
you
Thank
so much.
God.
Happy birthday. We love you.
Love you too.
What are you
Bye.
doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Don't hang up.
Are you doing something by
What am I
yourself?
doing?
What are you doing today?
I'm actually going to work, and I'm going home to spend some time with my daughter tonight when I get off.
Yeah,
That's
congratulations.
your real Valentine right there.
By the way, that's every single corporate woman's excuse. I got to work today anyway. I got to work all day. If you work until midnight.
Hold on the line.
Janae.
Okay. Hey, good morning, everyone.
Janae.
Janae, you
Hey,
single?
Izzy, Charlamagne.
Good morning.
You single today, Janae?
I am single. Well, I'm married, but my husband, he put me out last Monday.
What the hell?
He put
These
you
guys
out.
is ruthless.
Why he put you out?
He put me out because he said, for 11 years, he realized he married the wrong person. I'm blocking his blessings. Just a numerous things that I'm trying. I'm not getting my own business, that I'm getting the white man rich and not trying to make him
What?
rich.
Damn.
Does he
Yeah.
have a job?
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I need to get off the phone with you before you block my blessings. All right.
You got a Sherry
He's
Berries for her?
self-employed. He's
What?
self-employed.
He's self-employed, okay.
So what do you
He'll
want
be-
today, boo?
He'll be back, and by that time, you'll have been moved on.
He ain't coming
But
back.
it's okay because for 11 years he never celebrated Valentine's Day, and he said, that's materialistic.
It's the white man's holiday.
Yeah, it's a white man's holiday.
Oh, so
And
you-
he's not gonna waste his money. But I celebrated by myself for 11 years, so I'm gonna just keep that same energy and continue to
Okay,
right.
keep that same energy on Valentine's Day, boo. But tell the universe what it is you want now.
I just want to be happy and have peace. That's it. I'm good.
Okay.
Me and my 3 kids, and hey, I celebrated for them. I take them out, and I let them know love is love.
You sound very powerful and confident. I love it.
You ain't got a Sherry Berry for her?
Do we have it?
You better ration
Yeah,
these
okay,
out.
listen. I
Yay!
I gotta make sure I
How
still
much
have
Sherry
some.
Berries and Pro Flowers gave you
I
now?
got something for you today for you to celebrate with your kids. I got some Pro Flowers and Sherry's Berries for you. So hold on the line. I'm gonna get that to you for Valentine's Day.
I'm so glad you got a
All right,
sponsor.
thank you.
Because if you didn't have a sponsor, I would have to stop this because I do not want to see you go broke this morning giving out all of these flowers and candies to these single women.
We
Because
got
boy,
some
it's
more
going to be a
phone-
lot.
We got some more phone calls to take. Keep it
Lord
locked
have
at the Breakfast
mercy.
Club. Good morning.
Say it with your chest. We want to hear from you on the Breakfast Club.
So you better have the same energy.
Hello, who's this?
This is Tasha
Tasha?
from Miami.
You single, Tasha?
Yes, I'm single.
Oh.
What do you want today, Tasha? Tell the universe what you want now. Don't call up here on that fake independent women stuff.
I want a boo. I want a real man. I want a grown-ass man that's like ready for love. We could love together. We could grow together.
Yes.
You can work on it annually. Every year you got to work on love. Like, that's not just a one-time
Every
thing.
day.
That's what I want to hear. I don't want to see that. I like your conversation, Tasha, because you got to tell the universe what you want, and I promise you that you're going to get it.
I want to be alone. No, God didn't put us here to be alone. We're supposed to be a team. It's supposed to be man and woman. So
That's right.
or whatever you into.
That's right.
Well, good luck on this. Well, good luck on this day. What you doing today?
I'm going to work.
Ah!
I
We all at work, too.
Drop on the clues bomb for all the working women, baby. All the working single women today.
Yeah, you got something for her, too, yeah? She lonely, too, yeah.
She sounds happy.
Oh, you got happy. All right, mama.
We'll find love. We'll find love.
That's right. You put that on your vision board, boo.
You ain't got nothing for you, but happy Valentine's.
Today is National Organ Donor Day, too. I'm donating my heart this morning to all the single women, all right? Because I want y'all to speak what you want into existence, all right? Tell the universe you want a man. Next year, you'll have one.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's your name, mama?
I'm Daisy.
Hey, are you single today?
I am not, but can I say hello to my friend Brian? He listens every day, and he helped us move. I just moved to a new house.
How old are you?
And he was like the coolest friend ever because he helped us move.
How old are you?
I am 34.
Well, Beezy, you sound 9. All right,
I
Beezy?
sound like I'm 9. Okay, well, I'm up. It's like 3 in the morning.
Oh, you calling from the West Coast?
Yeah, I'm in San Francisco, and it's been raining all day.
Sheesh.
Well, Beezy, is Brian going to be your Valentine?
No, he's just my friend.
Who's your Valentine?
My Valentine is Corey.
Hi, Corey. Good morning.
Good morning. He's staying up late, too.
How come he didn't help you move?
Is he with you?
No, he had to move, too, because we were moving in together, and he lives in Oakland, and I lived in San Francisco.
Is Corey
And
black?
So, Corey, is he black? I don't think so.
God
You
damn,
don't
why you say that like Soldier Boy just now? Black? Is he black?
I don't think so.
Well, not on the outside.
Not on the outside. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
What
If you're from Oakland, San Francisco, Oakland and San Francisco white is different. Them dudes is them white guys out there is a little bit more, in tune with the culture. They are. I get what you're saying.
That's true.
All
yeah.
right. Well, thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Same
Yes,
to
you
you.
Happy
too. Hope y'all have a
Valentine's Day
great
to you,
day.
too.
Goodness gracious. I don't know what.
Why does she sound like Cat? Why does she sound like Ariana Grande when she
like
play
she was
Cat?
8.
Hello.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, what's up? It's Fallon from Atlanta.
What's up, bro? You single, man?
Man, I'm calling because I just wanted to give a shout out to my fiance for Valentine's Day.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, she out in Virginia. Dang, I can't believe I got through. I just want to let you know, baby, I love you. Happy Valentine's Day. You're the best thing that ever happened to me, and I'm just glad to have you in my life.
There's
That
not a
is
lot
so
of single
sweet.
people in Atlanta because in Atlanta you can choose whatever you want. You can be with a man if you want to. You can be with a woman if you want to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Any side.
Any side.
You could do that in any state. in
Yeah,
any
but
city.
really, really prevalent in Atlanta. It's popular in ATL.
All right. You look like you had some experience out
And
there.
all I want everybody to know, men and women, but particularly the ladies, today is Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the lovers out there, everybody that's in a relationship. But all the single women out there, today is not the day to double down on your singleness, okay? Today is the day to tell the universe exactly what it is you want. All right? If you want a man, it's okay to say you want one, and the universe will bless you with it. Not today, though. But you'll get one.
Goodness gracious. All right. Well, we got rumors on the way.
Yes, let's talk about Good Morning America. Jesse Smollett will be on there this morning, and we have a preview for you for that. Also, Cardi B is back. She's back on the gram. We'll tell you what brought her back.
All right. We'll get into that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast
Happy
Club.
Valentine's Day! Drop on the clues bombs for everybody that is happily married in a beautiful relationship, enjoying life.
Shout out to everybody, though. Everybody.
Everybody what, Yee?
Everybody who's alive today.
Okay.
Everybody who feels like a whole person,
goodness.
regardless of whether or not they're in a relationship.
Absolutely.
Shout out to all the ladies having a nice ladies' night today. If you're single, for Galentine's Day.
What is Valentine's Day?
With your gals.
Oh, my
Little
goodness.
self-love party popping.
And you know what? Shout out to the interns that work up here. The interns right now.
Sam, Aaliyah, I call her Sim, but Sam, Aaliyah, they're having a self-love party.
That's right. Yeah, they got balloons on here, and they said they're having self-love.
They're blowing up the pink and white balloons today, and they say they're having a self-love party because they love themselves. And I respect that because your first, last, and best love is self-love.
And
There
you
you
should
go.
give them some of the toys you haven't used yet.
That's right. You got any 9.5-inch dildos you want to share?
No,
for a
I
self-love
I
party?
passed them all out already.
Okay.
Sorry.
Drop on the clues bombs for everybody out there experiencing self-love today.
My goodness.
And I
All
put
right.
self-love in quotation marks.
All right. Well, let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Cardi B.
It's time. She's spilling the tea. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, Cardi B is back on the gram. Now, you know, she had deleted her, I guess, took a break from the gram after the Grammys. But now she's back. And now she said, okay, so I'm back from retirement to announce I have a brand new song coming out Friday at midnight with Bruno Mars. Hashtag 2 Grammy-winning artists.
Ain't they going on tour together, too?
They were supposed to previously, but remember she didn't end up going because of culture, the baby, and all of that. So, and she described, and she actually explained in an interview why that timing was just bad for her.
Well, salute to Cardi, back with her Valentine Offset. You know what I'm saying? I know they're going to have a great day today.
All right, now Jussie Smollett is on Good Morning America this morning. He's going to be on with Robin Roberts. She actually flew out to Chicago to interview him. And this is the first interview that he's done since the alleged attack that happened to him in Chicago last month. He was the victim of a racist and homophobic assault. Here's what he had to say about people who doubt him.
I'm pissed off. Is it the attackers? It's the attackers, but it's also the attacks. You know, at first it was a thing of like, listen, if I tell the truth, then that's it, because it's the truth. Then it became a thing of like, oh, how can you doubt that? How do you not believe that? It's the truth. And then it became a thing of like, oh, it's not necessarily that you don't believe that this is the truth. You don't even want to see the truth.
I told y'all yesterday that Jussie Smollett was going to go on Good Morning America and be defensive.
Well, that's just a snippet. We don't know what the whole interview is. We'll hear the whole thing today.
They put out exactly what that whole interview is about. I don't even know why he's being defensive for what. Who cares if people believe you or not? You know the truth.
He cares.
Because it happened, and I guess he feels it happened, and he wants people to believe it.
He's like, not only did I get attacked, but now I'm getting attacked for getting attacked.
Who cares? Who are you trying to convince?
All right, now let's discuss 6ix9ine, Black China, Lil Xan. All of them are on an album. PNB Rock's on there, Asian Doll, Made in Tokyo, 24 Hours. And it is a Pornhub album for Valentine's Day. So that's a great way to celebrate self-love as well.
A Pornhub album for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, it's a 6-track album, and it's supposed to be very sexy. I haven't heard it yet, but here's a snippet from the song with Tekashi.
That's smart.
Hey.
That's very smart.
Great timing. He in jail singing. Might as well put out a record singing.
Goodness.
Okay, great timing. I love it.
Now, you also get 1 day of free access to Pornhub's premium service as well for today.
That's dope. Think about it. Pornhub will play it during all their porns. It'll get mad spins.
Listen, man, you're singing in jail. You might as well come out with a record singing. The next thing you should do is come out with a line of sex toys. Instead of rabbits, call them rats. All right?
Stupid,
little things that just run all around.
Oh, and then the tail could move.
Ooh, on your little clitoris. You know what I'm saying? That'd be hot.
There's no clitorises in jail, bro.
I'm talking about the people. Shut up, Envy.
No.
Keep up.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
There are some clitorises in jail, by the way. There's a lot of female inmates locked up.
I'm talking about in his jail.
Tekashi ain't locked up with none of them.
Yeah, he meant in jail with Tekashi.
With Tekashi.
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, we got front page news next.
Yes, let's talk about this unclaimed lottery ticket, $1.5 billion.
That's mine.
Sure.
Where'd they buy it from?
Listen, don't worry about it. Well, if it's yours, you should know where you bought it from.
All right, we'll talk about it when we come back as the Breakfast Club. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What are we talking about, Yee?
Well, 1 year ago today was the Parkland shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. That's when Nicholas Cruz walked into the building with a bag containing a semi-automatic rifle. More than 100 rounds were fired. 17 students and staff were killed and 17 were wounded. So that happened today. Now, they're talking about a software program that could help prevent future school shootings. In the wake of increasingly frequent school shootings, they have some plans, an algorithm which flags warning signs. They did say that 6 weeks before that shooting happened last year, the FBI did receive a tip about his social media posts in which he talked about his gun ownership and how he wanted to kill people, but that tip never made it to the Miami field office or to their agents. So they said right now they've been paying in different school districts $2 per student per year for a service called Social Sentinel. What that service does is it's software. It scans public social media posts within a geographical area, and they look for certain words, certain phrases, certain images that could mean some type of violence. Now, what they said is they would get about 3 to 7 alerts per day for a school district. Some of them are nothing. Like, it might be the most frequent alert was something like, if I have one more Latin exam, I'm going to kill myself. That's clearly nothing. But then in certain situations, you can see students talking about harming themselves, They said the crisis team was able to intervene in certain cases to help individuals. They received posts like about 2 girls who were going to fight against another 2 girls who did something in the cafeteria, so they're able to step in and intercept the activity that was about to play out. So that could be a way to help prevent things like this from happening in the future. Some people are, of course, concerned about privacy, but I think safety is more important when it comes to these schools. All right, now, the winner of a $1.537 billion lottery jackpot in South Carolina has still not come forward.
That's crazy.
They have until the middle of April to claim the prize, or it gets returned to the 44 states that play the Mega Millions.
Jesus Christ.
Now, what this does, though, for South Carolina, it hurts actually the whole state, because that person would have to pay $61 million in state income taxes. That money would end up going back to the budget for the state. So
most of the time when people win those things, it's somebody super old, right? So I think somebody super old bought that ticket and forgot they bought it.
Oh, you know what? A lot of people just buy tickets every time there's lottery, and they forget to check. Like even myself, I buy tickets sometimes and I forget to check.
Did you check it?
1.5
I was in
billion.
South Carolina.
1.5 billion. You checking that one, bro?
Maybe not. You might think you just didn't win. You put it up in your car, just forgot about it, and you don't even think about it.
If I buy a ticket, I'm checking it.
Oh, they probably lost it. That probably. Oh my God! Can you imagine the anxiety?
I would have been called like, I can't find my ticket, but you can see.
Like Jesus Christ.
Everybody from South Carolina right now is calling saying they lost that ticket.
If you lost it, it don't matter. You know nothing they can do.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about imagine losing it and you've been trying to find it for the past few months. My God.
And you find it in May and it's too late to claim it. All right, and there's an Instagram bug that's causing people to lose their followers, but don't worry, Instagram is working on trying to fix that. So if you're one of those people who lost a bunch of followers, they said we are aware of an issue that's causing a change in account follower numbers for some people right now. We're working to resolve this as quickly as possible. All right, that is your front page news.
All right, now, let's talk Steve Harvey and Monique. Now, Monique went on the Steve Harvey show, and they had a great conversation. Obviously, they weren't seeing eye to eye on a lot of things. They haven't been speaking. She has been bashing him and bashing a couple of other people. And the conversation got kind of real. Let's play a little bit of it.
We fighting 2 wars here. It's what your issue is, and it's what the perception of the issue is, and the narrative has changed.
See, I'm hearing what you're saying, baby, and I agree with it. All of y'all said privately, I've done nothing wrong.
When you tell the truth, you have to deal with the repercussions of the truth. We black out here. We can't come out here and do it any kind of way we want to. Listen to me. Your husband can't be the Sydney that he really is out here. We got to flex a different way. This the money game. This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This is the money game.
Why do people think you can't have integrity and make money? And Steve got too much money, too much power, and too much influence to think he can't be himself around these corporate folks. I don't give a damn if you black or white. You don't have to compromise yourself for nothing.
Well, let's play some more. Let's play another clip.
Before the money game, it's called the integrity game. And we've lost the integrity worrying about the money.
But Mo,
wait a minute.
If I crumble, my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble. I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement. There are ways to win the war in a different way.
What is it? We got to look up the definition of integrity. The definition of integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why can't you
be honest and have integrity?
Yeah.
You should be able to be honest about what's going on with you and have integrity as well.
Well, let's talk about it when we come back, and let's take your opinion out there. 800-585-1051. Call us up right now. Let's have this conversation.
And by the way, it's the difference between having integrity and being disrespectful. I think that's what we keep failing to realize in this situation. Like what you mean? Like Steve is talking to Monique like Monique wasn't disrespectful. Monique told Oprah, Tyler, and Lee Daniels to suck her D.
Correct.
As a man of integrity, my father would always tell me, if a man tells you to suck their D, be ready to die or kill. So being that I'm not going to do either one of those things, what am I going to do? I'm just going to stop effing with you.
Right, but the whole thing is, I don't know why she said SMD. Maybe she felt like they were taking food out her mouth and making it so she couldn't eat. So she was like, you know what? It's war. F you. Right. It is everything about it. It's F you, F you, F you, F you till I die.
If that's what it is, the line has been drawn.
Correct.
I don't mess with you. You don't mess with me. So why now are you playing the victim?
It's just interesting if she's saying that people talk to her behind the scenes but wouldn't publicly speak in her support.
Well, let's take
like to behind the scenes say, you're right, you didn't do anything wrong, and then not support her. I think that's
lying to her.
Well, let's open up the phone lines. We'll talk about it more when we come back. We're talking integrity over money. 800-585-1051 is the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we're talking about Monique and Steve Harvey. Monique went on the Steve Harvey show yesterday. They talked about some of their differences and some of the problems that they had, and even talked about some of Monique's problems with other people. Let's play clips.
We fighting two wars here. It's what your issue is, and it's what the perception of the issue is, and the narrative has changed.
See, I'm hearing what you're saying, baby, and I agree with it. All of y'all said privately, I've done nothing wrong.
When you tell the truth, you have to deal with the repercussions of the truth. We black out here. We can't come out here and do it any kind of way we want to. Listen to me. Your husband can't be the Sydney that he really is out here. We got to flex a different way. This the money game. This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This is the money game.
All right, now they also said this.
Before the money game, it's called the integrity game. And we've lost the integrity worrying about the money.
But Mo,
wait a minute.
If I crumble, my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble. I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement. There are ways to win the war in a different way.
So we're opening up the phone lines, 800-585-1051, and we're asking, what do you think? Start with you, Charlamagne.
Well, first of all, you can have integrity and make money. I don't know why anyone would think otherwise, you know what I'm saying? But I think that integrity works both ways, you know what I'm saying? You know, the people that Monique disrespected, Oprah, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, they have integrity too. And they may not want to rock with someone who disrespected them in that way, and they have that right. And I don't like people who talk crazy about people, and then when the person they talking about stops rocking with them, and then life gets bad for the person who was doing all the talking, they start playing the victim. Monique got on that stage and said, I wasn't blackballed, I was whiteballed by some black D's who had no balls. Thank you, Miss Oprah Winfrey. Y'all can suck my D if I had one. Integrity works both ways. My daddy always told me if someone tells you suck their D, be ready to die or kill. I'm not doing either, but guess what? I'm not going to rock with you no more. And if Oprah, Tyler, and Lee Daniels don't want to rock with Monique, she got to wear that.
And you know what? I totally agree with you. I mean, she came out and wanted to boycott Netflix. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it because she didn't get the money that she wanted. I necessarily didn't agree. You know, but I don't know all the details and particulars. But I also feel like, hey, if you want to tell somebody to SMD and you want to get disrespectful to somebody, it is what it is. I've told a couple of people to SMD, and I stand on it. And if they don't like it, F them. I never want to. I did it, and I said it because I don't want to mess with them again. And I know what they say in business, there's never permanent friends or permanent enemies. But when it comes to them, it's a permanent enemy because I'm never rocking with them again. And you feel the same way. There's certain people that should never rock with ever.
Yes, Kevin Hunter.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, Kevin Hunter, Wendy Williams' wife. Yes.
Exactly. You'll never rock with
him.
So
there are permanent enemies in business.
Doesn't matter if he has $1 billion and I'll give it to you. Like, nah.
Nope.
It ain't enough money in the world for me to F with you again. And I feel that way about some people, too.
Nope.
And it is what it is, and I stand on it. I don't care. But that's why I also have all these side hustles, so I never have to worry about getting money from you or worry about you blackballing me or doing anything.
Or beige-balling you.
Or beige-balling me.
Yee?
So my thoughts are this. I can understand that it's frustrating when you know you have a lot of talent and behind the scenes there's things going on that we have no idea about. I know for myself personally, I've always been a respectful person. Now, if the situation doesn't seem right to me, I won't do it and I'll express how I feel. But I know the way that I express myself is never very aggressive. I just speak what I feel, and I stand by what I do and what I say. So I do believe in integrity, and I've never done things just for money. So I don't believe in blocking my blessings, but I also can feel the frustration of being a woman in this business and feeling like certain things happen and people talk to you behind the scenes. People come and will apologize to me about things behind the scenes, but not publicly do that or not publicly stand up for you. And I'm sure for Monique that was frustrating. And I understand what Steve Harvey also says about her not going about things in the right way, but I wouldn't want to compromise my integrity for anything.
Yeah, and
sometimes you got to get a little aggressive at people sometimes. I'm not even going to front. I'm not going to say get disrespectful and nasty, but sometimes you got to get a little aggressive.
Yeah, I'm never disrespectful.
Yeah, and I just think, you know, the thing about integrity, man, even when it comes to somebody like Monique, and I'm not disrespecting Monique in no way, shape, or form, you can say racial bias, you can say gender bias, and all of those things may be true, but, bro, let's not act like we don't see your crazy attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell somebody SMD and then think things gonna be sweet. I don't have to mess with you no more.
Right, nobody owes anyone anything.
Nothing.
So at the end of the day, if someone doesn't want to work with you and you get a reputation that spreads in the business and therefore other people don't want to work with you, you either have to work on fixing that situation or just accept the fact and try to find your own way independently.
And also, if somebody jumps out the window and you're my friend, I don't have to jump out with you.
Absolutely not.
I don't. If you say something that I don't necessarily agree with, yes, we're still friends, but I don't ride with your statement.
But I don't agree with people calling you up behind the scenes and agreeing with you, but then publicly acting like they don't.
But no, I can agree with, listen, I can agree with your point. Like if you said to me, if Monique called me and was like, yo, I feel like I ain't getting paid what I should be getting paid from Netflix. I feel like it's racial bias, gender bias. Cool. Or I feel like I shouldn't be going out there to do this promotion for this movie without getting paid extra money. Cool. I can understand that. I may agree with that.
Right.
But you may go on stage, say that point and be like, and F y'all, Oprah, SMD, Oprah. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, now, come on now. Monique, chill out, man.
I F with Oprah.
I understand your point.
Right.
But it's the way you may have delivered that point. That's all.
Well, we'll take your phone calls when we come back. Let's chop it up. 800-585-1051 is the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. If you just joined us, we're talking Monique and Steve Harvey. Monique was on the Steve Harvey show. She talked about her being blackballed.
And one thing I do agree with that Monique said is that the problem is that people are so concerned about their finances is that they're not worried about integrity. And I do think that's true in a lot of cases.
But I
don't know about this particular instance, but I do believe in general people do put money over integrity a lot.
I agree with that.
Yeah, they do. A lot of people do. Absolutely.
And
positively.
I don't think you should ever compromise yourself for a position. You know what I'm saying? And if you got to know what integrity is. It's the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles and moral uprightness. So, like I don't like to see people compromising their integrity for money.
But you know what I realized, though? Integrity has a real thin line. People talk about integrity when it benefits them a lot. You know what I mean? And I notice that in business a lot. People will say, oh, I do this, I do the business the right way, in an ethical way. But it's only ethical and right when it benefits you. But if it's the fair way, most people are curve around it.
Yeah, and I think there's a whole nother conversation to be had because Steve said some things in here, and it kind of was like code switching.
He said it's not black, it's not white, it's a money game.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, man.
But that's like saying I don't see color. I don't think that's true because there are some things that have to do with race as well.
Absolutely,
as we've seen. In Hollywood.
I do see a lot of black people code switch in front of these white people, though. And they can sit there and lie and act like they don't. But they will be around, we'll be around each other all day complaining about these white people. But then they'll be in them white people's face at work, smiling and skinning and grinning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think what Steve was talking about in a lot of that situation was code switching, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think you should be yourself at all times. And Steve got too much money, too much power, and too much influence to think he can't be himself around them corporate folks.
Jamal.
Hey, what's going on, Envy, Charla, Angela? What's
happening? Good morning. What you think, bro?
Nah, I get what both Steve and Monique was trying to say, but it's the way you go about doing things. You know, like you can't be out there telling this person the extra D, but then at the same time you want sympathy and stuff like
exactly.
that. But then at the same time, you can't just shuck and jive neither, you know?
Right. It's a balance. It's a
so they
fine
both
line.
have certain points that you agree and disagree with.
Right. I mean, me, myself, I'm in the entertainment industry myself. You know what I mean? So at the same time, I have times when with people behind the scenes, fronting on me and stuff like that. And I could have went there and called them out publicly and stuff. But if I would have did that, I wouldn't be able to get another job. So, it's like Monique, she's just going through the repercussions right now. It's like every time we see her, we know Monique is a talented actress, comedian, and all that. But every image we see of her lately, she's angry. Nobody don't want to see that,
Yo, that's a very good point. I have not seen Monique be funny in a long time, and I know she's funny.
Well, she's been doing her stand-up still.
Well, I'm just talking about in person. But when you're making all them TV appearances and radio appearances, remind us you funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She got a lot of things to get off her chest. She feel like she's blackballed.
You can do both.
And I don't think she seemed, I don't think she seemed angry in the interview with Steve Harvey. I don't think she seemed...
She told Steve, I'm going to punch you in the face.
But she was joking. She was like, as a brother, I feel like I could punch you in the face because you're
all right. Boy, y'all make some excuses.
I said that to you before, though. I said, I wish you was my sister.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Slow down.
I never heard that.
I wish you was my sister so I could punch you.
I ain't never heard that.
Punch me in the face?
I didn't say punch you in the face.
You can't say that, bro.
I said,
No. Why would you punch your sister in the face?
I'm glad you just publicly said this.
Why would both y'all are 40+ years old? Why y'all punching each other?
You know what?
I didn't. Who's punching each other?
You forget it.
Oh, yeah, Andy, why are you talking like if you was that don't make no sense?
Because forget it. Forget it. China, good morning.
God damn, baby.
Good morning, China.
Hi.
What do you think?
I think that she has a very valid point, and she probably did feel blackballed, but I think she's going about it the wrong way. Mm-hmm. I think she needs a better team around her.
Ooh.
Like, let her...
Not her husband.
fight her battles, while they also get her better jobs to get more money. She's blackballing, like, the richest Black people in the industry, and it doesn't make any sense.
Now, I did understand what Steve Harvey was saying about her husband/manager and perhaps the way that he goes about things, because I'm sure because that's his wife, you know, he gets more emotional in dealings than he would if it was something that was not so close to home.
You can be a woman who has your husband as a manager, and that husband can be so aggressive and so disgusting and so toxic that he can ruin things for you. I'm not saying that's what Sydney is, but look at somebody like Wendy Williams and Kevin Hunter. Kevin Hunter is definitely that for Wendy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, hopefully it's not that extreme for her.
People have been saying that about her husband for the longest time. She needs a better team to let them fight for bigger checks for her and better opportunities. She's going to end up falling on her own sword.
Right. I think also when there's a lot of people kind of saying the same thing, you have to somewhat pay attention to that.
Yes.
If everybody's saying this is what the issue is, then you need to reevaluate certain things. And even though that's a difficult thing to do sometimes. But I also feel, Monique, on the being a woman in this business, it gives you an extra layer of things get a lot more difficult.
And you're right, G. And I also think that nobody's saying Monique is wrong in the things that she's saying as far as like, yo, I'm not going out to promote this movie unless I get more money, or I feel like I need more money from Netflix. She's not wrong in saying that, but you're wrong in getting on stage saying, yo, Oprah sucked my D.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Tyler Perry sucked my D. Y'all ain't got no ball. Like, it's the disrespect level of it. You know
she said that during stand-up, though.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know.
But
ain't no joke in that.
Okay. I don't know what the joke was.
Money for things that people said no, or we said we're not doing things. We just didn't say SMD to anybody. So
you have.
Well, to people I don't like, and I still buy it, and I feel that way, and I don't want to speak to them ever again. But 800-585-1051, we're taking your calls. Let me clear this up, because y'all going to make rules. I don't want to punch you in the face.
Well, I don't feel safe.
You said it.
I don't want to punch you in the face.
You want to punch face in the E.
Ye as a sister, and I said, I wish she was my real sister, so I could...
My brother would never do that to me.
Well, my kids wrestle with each other all day long.
Okay, we're grown, Envy.
Yes, y'all.
How old are your kids? It's a little different.
That's what I was trying to say when I say y'all grown as hell.
Okay,
these are kids.
Relax, Envy. You got to get that out of your system. First
when did you tell you this? You had to tell you this in the last 9 years.
I told you.
You've been an adult.
FYI, Envy, you probably have a bad back. You wouldn't even be able to do anything.
Christ.
You can't pull a hamstring.
See, that's why I want to wrestle.
Get a Charlie horse.
See, that's why I want to wrestle. Just one headlock.
It's not going to happen.
For 10 seconds.
Your teeth fall out.
See, teeth fall out. See, this is one headlock. 800-585-1051. We're taking your calls. What do you think about the Monique and Steve Harvey situation? Call us now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we're talking Steve Harvey and Monique. Monique was on the Steve Harvey show, and they were talking about their problems. Let's hear it.
We fighting two wars here. It's what your issue is, and it's what the perception of the issue is, and the narrative has changed.
See, I'm hearing what you're saying, baby, and I agree with it. All of y'all said privately, I've done nothing wrong.
When you tell the truth, you have to deal with the repercussions of the truth. We black out here. We can't come out here and do it any kind of way we want to. Listen to me. Your husband can't be the Sydney that he really is out here. We got to flex a different way. This the money game. This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This is the money game.
So what do you think? 800-585-1051. Jason, good morning.
What up, MB? How's it going?
What do you think, Jason?
I think Charlamagne hit it on the head. Like Angela Yee made a comment that it's foul for people to be smiling on your face behind the back, or behind closed doors, and then going out in public and saying, or not supporting her. And I think Charlamagne hit it on the head. Like they're lying to her. They're not lying in public. They're actually lying to her. They don't actually believe heirloom rich first world problem.
Well, that's a problem, too. If people are lying to you, they're supposed to be your friends.
I don't disagree with you, but the problem is that it's not a real issue for nobody. It's sort of like, I smile with tongue in cheek, like, oh, yeah, you're right, man, just chill out.
I think people can agree, though, with the wage disparity with women and how they get paid and, things like that. We can agree on those issues.
100%, but when you say that she got one of those, this is not a wage disparity issue. This is not 100%.
Well, part of her issue is that, though.
Think about it like this. If I was having a conversation here and I go, yo, I need to be getting paid more, and you and Envy are right, but then I go, get on the podcast and say, yo, iHeartRadio can S my D because they ain't paying me much money. And Angela and Envy agree. Like, whoa. I should get paid more, but not about them sucking your D.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree they should, though.
Correct.
My goodness.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what Steve means when he says you're going about it the wrong way. I can agree with you in your principle, but the way you execute it could be, I may not agree with.
And I don't. Gato.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, yo?
What'd you think, man?
First off, big shout out to my baby. It's her birthday today, so forget Valentine's Day.
No. Double gifts. No forget Valentine's Day. Double gift day.
No. We don't forget Valentine's Day. It's her birthday.
Bro.
You got to do both.
Double penetration on your girl tonight.
My goodness.
I'm coming over.
Ew, you're married, sir.
Just playing. It's a joke.
No, it's not funny.
Even though he likes you.
Wildin'.
All right, we gotta go.
It kind of sucks because being minorities, we got to keep our mouth shut in certain situations. But, I mean, when you got to speak up, you got to speak up. And if somebody's going to say something behind your back, like I got you, behind closed doors, you better say that. You better say that right up front. When it's not behind closed doors, if that's your people.
That's a shame that we feel like we can't speak up for ourselves in certain situations.
I have not learned the art of compromising in corporate America, okay? I've been fired 4 times from radio because I am a man of integrity, and it's just certain things I'm not going to do. Now, I have compromised myself in this business, and it don't feel good.
What you do? It doesn't feel good? What you do to compromise yourself, bro?
Those were the years I was working with Wendy Williams and Kevin Hunter, but that will be discussed at a later time. But, I mean, that didn't feel good. But
it didn't feel good? What
I think we
shut up, man. Let's stay on topic.
Wasn't he naked on his all fours?
Knock it off. Listen, all I'm saying is that some people have too much money, too much power, and too much influence, to think that you can't be yourself. And even if you don't have the money, you don't have the power, and you don't have that influence, you should never have to compromise yourself for any position.
If anybody could be themselves, it's Steve Harvey.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he should not have to compromise and
he shouldn't at all.
Be quiet to get more money and do things. He should be able to be like, this is what I want. This is how I want to go about it. I'm not...
Well, let me ask you the question. It's times that we do want to blow up about things, right? You know what I'm saying? But then you may take a breath or you may talk to somebody and you realize, you know what? That's not the right way to do it. And like Steve said, sometimes you got to flex another way, especially in corporate America. What's wrong with that?
Well, I think for myself, I try to express myself in the most positive way possible, not just in business, but in life in general. If we're talking about just life, I don't feel like I should be different in corporate America than I am in my own personal life. If how I express myself to friends and family should be the same as how I express myself, just because I do have integrity.
So I will say this. Yeah, I'm the same way. I am who I am. I do change up a little bit. Absolutely. Like, for instance, if I go into a meeting, I'm not going to be like, what's up, my If it's a corporate meeting, I'm not going to say certain slang that I would say because I just know that they're not going to understand. So I don't think that's changing up who I am. I just think it's kind of like when you go to a dinner and you eat at dinner. I don't put my elbows on the table. Why? Because it's just not the way to eat.
I think that's old-fashioned.
I think when people heard Steve say, we black, and we can't do certain things.
It sounded crazy.
Yes.
That sounded crazy.
But he's right in some way.
But then he says that, but then at the same time, he says it's not a black thing, it's not a white thing, it's a money thing.
That was crazy.
Then that's very hypocritical. We black, we can't do certain things, but then it doesn't have nothing to do with color.
The biggest thing he said that I think that people miss was he said, you got to flex a different way.
Now, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just all it boils down to. You got to flex a different way. You got to know your enemy. You got to know the beast that you're fighting. And sometimes you flex one way, sometimes you flex another way.
And I think it's also, if you look at the Breakfast Club and each individual member, you notice that we all have different streams of income. And the reason that we have those streams of income so nobody can ever take our integrity. We do what we want to do because we don't have to worry about falling on our sword. There's so many different ways of money coming in that we can always support our family. And we don't have to do it. If we don't like it, if we don't want to do it, we don't do it.
I learned my lesson a long time ago. I've been fired 4 times from radio. Okay? When these white people tired of you, they tired of you.
They tired of you.
So if you don't got your own businesses popping and own other entities popping where you making money, then something's wrong with you.
And we was almost going here the first year, so don't get it twisted. They was almost tired of us the first year.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, what's the moral of the story?
SMD. It's Valentine's Day.
All right.
It is Valentine's Day, so SMD.
You got to
all right,
stand for something or you'll fall for anything.
Find you Adidas on Valentine's Day.
What is wrong with you?
Okay, go fall on that sword. Everything we telling you not to do, go do because it's Valentine's Day.
Well, it sounds like you're going to have a great night.
You're going to have a wonderful night tonight. Okay, Charlamagne? Don't threaten him with a good time.
All right.
All right. Well, if you ain't SMD and you, what rumors we got coming up?
I mean, let's talk about Bill Cosby. He says he feels no remorse at all. We'll tell you what his first statement from jail is.
All right. We'll get into that next. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Loves to see people happy on Valentine's Day.
Yes. Today is National Organ Donor Day as well. So give somebody a heart.
Give somebody a heart.
Give somebody a heart today.
I just asked somebody, I said, what you doing for Valentine's Day? She's like, I got a date.
She's lying. Okay.
Why she got to be lying?
Why she got to be lying, man?
That is Taylor, my niece. She's lying. You know how I know she's lying?
Why?
Because yesterday when the cameras went off, she said to me, well, since I ain't got no date, the least you could do for me tomorrow is post me so I can get some more followers.
Well, maybe she got one
now.
now.
As the cameras turn back on, I got a date. I got a date. I got a date. Yeah,
I get emails from people like, hook me up with Taylor.
That don't mean they hooked up today.
They might mean Taylor Rooks, though.
You're right. You know what? You smart.
Damn it, man.
Definitely Taylor Rooks.
All right. Well, let's get to the rumors. Let's talk Bill Cosby.
Listen up. It's just in. All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee. It's the Rumor Report. The Breakfast Club.
Well, Bill Cosby has released his first public statement from prison, and he released this through his spokesman, Andrew Wyatt.
Happy Valentine's Day.
My political beliefs, my actions of trying to humanize all races, genders, and religions landed me in this place surrounded by barbed wire fencing, a room made of steel and iron. So basically, he has no remorse. He feels like he is a political prisoner, according to the statement. He said, it's just an accusation that's not true. And his spokesperson is saying, and what America has said is that women don't lie, women do lie. That's what his spokesperson said for him.
I hope Bill Cosby don't have a Valentine's.
He hopes he doesn't as well.
No.
Well, maybe he does. Maybe that's what he's into.
No.
Whatever he's into.
And, his wife hasn't gone to visit him in prison yet, but that's at his own request. He doesn't want anybody to come see him. So I guess it is what it is. According to other reports, they're saying that, and his spokesperson has also said that he's having a good time behind bars. All right. ICE has dropped the aggravated felony charge against 21 Savage as the cause for his deportation. So I guess they're going to have to go through his paperwork and everything to make sure he can still stay. But they have dropped that aggravated felony charge against him. So
what does that mean? He's good now? He can fill out the proper paperwork and be good money?
Yeah, his paperwork is already pending. He already filled it out in 2017. So I know it takes years to process. I was reading somewhere the only issue is that under Donald Trump now, the way he's made the law is that you can't stay here while you wait for it to process. And sometimes it takes 4 to 5 years. So I'm not sure what's going to happen yet. But he does have children here. He has been, very community oriented. So
and he got that big guy Hove behind him, too.
Yeah, he has a great lawyer now, thanks to Jay-Z. So we'll see what happens. He was released on bond on Tuesday. And that's it.
And it's not like he hasn't been a productive citizen,
right.
Especially since he's been in the rap game.
Paid taxes.
All them goddamn taxes he paid, you better let me stay in this country.
All right. Now let's talk about Drake. His So Far Gone mixtape has hit streaming services. I didn't even realize So Far Gone wasn't on streaming services, but it has hit those streaming services for the first time. It's been 10 years since that mixtape came out. You know how I knew that was happening? Actually, because my best friend Santi Gold, he sampled her and has her voice on there for the song Unstoppable.
Yeah, with Lil Wayne.
And so they were trying to make sure all those clearances were right so they could put it on those streaming services. So now it's out on there.
Who owns that?
Who owns what?
That project. Is it Jay Prince? Is it Drake? I wonder.
Oh, I have no idea. But he did a post just talking about what everybody was doing 10 years ago. He said, for Future the Prince, he said, a decade ago, you were DJing all ages parties. At OVO 40, a decade ago, you were scared to share your beats. He goes on to talk to Boy Wonder. He said, a decade ago, you were in a basement with pink insulation walls figuring out Fruity Loops. He talks to Bria Miles. He said, a decade ago, you were working the makeup counter at Beverly Center. And Trey Songz, a decade ago, you were the first person to recognize potential and give me a cosign. He told LeBron, a decade ago, you came to my release party at 6 Degrees and made me the biggest artist in the city off your presence alone. He told Kanye, Kanye. A decade ago, I rapped over your beat because you just made the best ish. And even though you stay wilding on Twitter these days, I will never forget what you contributed to the game and my career. He told Jazz Prince, a decade ago, you took a chance on MySpace and introduced me to Wayne. He told Wayne a decade ago,
you took me out of Toronto.
You took me out of Toronto and gave me the biggest blessing anybody has ever given me. I will never forget anybody involved in this journey.
Sound like Drake got flued out a lot.
Even if you don't fit in this caption. So he also shouted out Bun B as well.
Bun B,
Omarion, a lot of different people that he shouted out. So
listen, man, the kid from Canada made his mark. Okay?
Absolutely.
I think
10 years ago.
I think that's an understatement to say he made his mark. He made his mark.
I might have to post, when I used to have this show on Sirius, I had this segment called Don't Quit Your Day Job, and Drake was actually on that. It was for artists that were unsigned to play their music, and then people would call in and say what they thought about it. I'm going to find that and post it, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, I was playing Drake early, really early on the radio station, on the other radio, and people didn't know what it was at first, and I think Bun put me onto it. Shout out to Bun B.
I was slandering Drake really.
We know. We're aware.
Way before there was Drake slander, you know what I'm saying? There was me slandering Drake, you know what I'm saying? So I can state my place, you know what I'm saying? I can stake my claim to
But it's really funny. People were calling in and telling him he sounded like Bow Wow. It's funny if you hear it. And he sounded a little different back then. But I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne!
Yes.
Put your sexy voice on because it's Valentine's, bro.
Today is Valentine's Day.
Who you giving your donkey to, man?
You know, I've just been listening to my people, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been going to therapy, and, you know, I've developed...
Let's see if you have empathy.
I've developed a lot more empathy, and, you know, for the past, 8-9 years, I've really been really harsh on the single women on Valentine's Day, and I just think I want to switch the narrative. Taylor told me to switch the narrative.
Yeah. Some people have been tweeting me, thanking me for shouting out all the women.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're in a relationship.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just crack the door a little bit.
We don't believe you.
Let God in.
Oh, boy.
And let God use me this morning.
Be nice.
We don't believe you.
Because I want y'all to really embrace the law of attraction.
Be nice.
All right? Because whatever you say you want, you will receive.
Be nice.
So we need to talk about that for after the hour. Okay?
All right.
Donkey of the Day, Valentine's edition.
All right. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Who's Donkey of the Day today?
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Thursday, February 14th, a.k.a. Valentine's Day 2019. Look, man, for years on this radio, I have come on here on Valentine's Day and single-shamed a lot of women. And, I've been going to therapy, doing the work on myself to be a better human. I think I have more empathy now than I did in the past. And all week long here at Breakfast Club headquarters in New York City, I have been looking in the faces of young women that I love, young queens that I call my nieces, whether it's Taylor, whether it's Michaela, whether it's Nyla, whether it's Sam, whether it's Kendra. These are my hearts. And I realized today that love is a privilege. Okay, being in a relationship, a healthy relationship, is a gift from God. And everybody just not blessed like us. Okay? So one of my little unblessed nieces, Taylor, came up to me this morning. Where is Taylor at? Is she around here somewhere? She hiding from me right now. Taylor said I should change the narrative this year and talk about some of these single men. Now, let the record show. This is after I walked into the studio and saw my other niece, Sam, and one of our fabulous interns, Aaliyah, blowing up pink and white balloons. And I said, what y'all doing? They said, we having a self-love party today. Bless their little hearts, man. Drop one of Clues bombs for them. Bless their little hearts. Now, when I said to Taylor, are you going to the self-love party? She snapped at me. Why you think I don't got no date? I said, whoa. All right, don't take that, I'm so lonely on Valentine's Day aggression out on me. Okay, I believe in self-love, all right? Your first, last, and best love is self-love. So if you don't truly love yourself, it's impossible for you to love someone else. So having a self-love party on Valentine's Day is great, all right? If you're single, okay, if you're single and that's what you want to do, God bless you. And Taylor is right. The narrative does need to shift a little bit because it's not just women who are single out here. I saw a man this morning at 5:50 a.m., a white man in a tie at the light driving a white Mercedes-Benz listening to Unbreak My Heart by Toni Braxton. You know how sad and depressed you got to be listening to Toni Braxton Unbreak My Heart at 5:50 in the morning? Listen, go on ahead, it's in the morning. It's 5:50 a.m. And you in a white Benz with a tie. You on your way to work listening to this? It's real in the field out here for everybody.
It's a good song.
It is a great song. So I understand that it's real out here for everybody. So, Taylor, I'm going to take your advice, Taylor. I'm going to take your advice, Taylor, okay? And I'm going to shift the narrative a little because I think all you single people need to shift your mindset. See, the law of attraction is real. Whatever you say you want in life is what you will receive. I don't want you women to be defensive this morning. I can feel the tension coming from this side of the room.
What?
Okay? All right? I want you to be open. All right? See, if you keep talking that you don't need a man, all men are trash, you're so happy to be alone, guess what you're going to find yourself being? Alone. And this year has to be the last year of women going home at night, balled up in the fetal position, trying to sleep with a broken heart. We don't want that for you, okay? I want you to make it without him, all right? This does not have to be your life, okay? I know that you are upset. Beyonce left you hanging, all right? She told y'all to be independent. She celebrated you single ladies. Oh, yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Remember this? Remember that? Hey, remember that? Remember that? Hey, remember that? Remember that, right? Remember that little hand? Right, see that little hand? You know what I'm saying? She told you that me, myself, and I is all you got in the end. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, well, guess what? She got me, myself, I, Sean, Blue, Sir, and Rumi now. Okay, and I know it's frustrating, and you should always be your own best friend, but you don't have to be that alone. All right, I need all my folks to come in here. Taylor's already in here. Taylor, go get Sam. Oh, boy. Go get Aaliyah. Okay?
Sam, Aaliyah, come in here.
Go, Sam, Aaliyah, come here.
Come in here.
Any other single ladies out there? Anybody else need some of this good energy that I'm about to put out? Okay? Sam and Aaliyah, they throwing themselves a self-love party up here.
But can I just say something?
No, you cannot.
Relationship doesn't mean you can't be at the self-love party.
You're right. You're right, Aaliyah. You're right. You're right. Self-love is beautiful. I want y'all to love yourselves, but
what happens at this party?
We don't know yet.
Okay, they don't know what's happening yet.
Exactly. Exactly. But I want y'all to love yourselves, but I also want y'all to claim what you want, okay? Ladies, if you can hear the sound of my voice, I want to send positive energy out to you. I want you to claim what's yours. I want you to speak it into existence. Taylor, don't you hide behind Sam and Aaliyah. You come up here and you get into this prayer circle.
I'm going to donate some champagne, too, for you guys. Courtesy of YK Osiris from Def Jam.
Look at Angela.
There you go.
Angela, you got all kind of sponsors for single women up here. She got Sherry's Berries. She got Pro Flowers. And she got champagne.
We got Bel Air. We got YK Osiris from Def Jam, okay?
All right. Continue on, Charlamagne. Continue on.
Let's do the single woman's prayer.
Okay.
Why do you know a single woman's prayer?
Because God touched my heart this morning and told me the words to say.
Okay.
Bow your heads and let us pray.
All right.
Okay, do y'all have your sheets with you? Because I want y'all to speak this into fruition. Taylor, you come up. You got to stop it, Taylor. You're going to get exactly what you keep asking for, which is nothing.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm proud to say this prayer.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Now, come on, ladies.
We say that in unison?
Yes, in unison.
Hey, ladies.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
I pray for a man who's not a creep.
I pray for a man who's not a creep. One who's handsome, smart, and strong, who's not afraid to admit when he is wrong. One who thinks before he speaks. When he promises to call, he doesn't wait 6 weeks. I pray that he is gainfully employed and won't whip my ass when he's annoyed. Pulls out my chair and opens my door. Massages my back and begs to do more. Oh, send me a man who will make love to my mind and knows what to say when I ask how fat is my behind.
The answer is yes for black girls.
One who will make love till my body's itching. He brings me a sandwich too when he goes to the kitchen. I pray that this man will love me to no end
and never compare me to my best friend.
And never compare you to your best friend. Thank you in advance.
And now I just wait.
What?
For I know you will send him before it's too late.
Amen.
Or you could just end up with Charlamagne.
Amen. No. Drop one of the clues buttons for my music. Now, the reason I'm playing Lonely Girl is because Taylor and Aaliyah said this prayer with zero enthusiasm. Therefore, God sent that prayer to his spam folder. So that means tonight, when you put your playlist on shuffle, God is going to give you signs like, hey there, lonely girl. Okay? Sam going to be fine. Sam going to get what she just asked for. Okay? But y'all two, y'all playlist going to play this right after Lonely Girl.
Oh, boy.
I get so lonely.
Oh, goodness.
I thought this was positive. Do you want to say the prayer again with some
You need
enthusiasm?
3 therapy sessions this week.
I have a separate prayer.
And if you don't say that prayer with some enthusiasm, then guess what God is going to play on your playlist right before you go to sleep, and that last tear hits your pillow. Hey, no, Drum. No, the big one, Drum. The big one.
What's the big one?
You know what the big one is.
The song.
No, that's for people with relationships.
What's the big
Drum.
one?
No.
Oh, I don't know what the big one is.
Drum.
I don't know.
Teddy Pendergrass. No, Bobby Womack.
You don't even know what it is.
Which one is it?
We don't have that one.
Okay, before we finish, ladies, repeat after me. Yes, I'm single, and you'll have to be amazing to change that.
Yes,
Y'all don't have the big one.
You'll have to be amazing to change that.
I'd rather be alone than with Charlamagne.
Oh,
I'd
Lord have
rather be
mercy.
alone than with Charlamagne.
That's our prayer for today.
My wife,
Thank you very much.
is happy. Too happy. Y'all not going to play my record?
Yeah, play now. He got
That's
it.
it. So, thank you, ladies.
No, you come back here, Lee, and you get
We're
this.
going to have a toast later, okay?
There you go. There you go. Go ahead. Keep doing your little affirmations with Angela Yee. Do your little single and you don't want to mingle. You keep doing that nonsense, okay? Because that sounds good at 8:15 in the morning. But at 8:15 at night, when it's 27 degrees in Jersey,
Sing it. When it's cold outside.
Girl, who is you holding?
Who is you holding?
Huh?
Here go.
Huh?
Oh, he's talking to you guys.
If you think you're lonely now, you just wait until tonight.
It's always raining and never in home.
That's right. Y'all think about your lives. Happy Valentine's
They
Day.
look so
y'all.
depressed walking out.
Happy Valentine's Day.
All right. Up next is Asking 800.
Gives everybody the biggest hee-haw for no damn reason.
585-1051.
For not believing in themselves.
My goodness, that donkey went all over the place.
The vision board.
But if
Tell
you need
yourself what
relationship
you want.
advice,
Here we go. Or anything else, too. Any type of advice.
maybe you're single and you're lonely and you need advice on what to do today.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe your man didn't get you anything.
Or maybe you're just really happy because this is the first year that you haven't had to deal with that no good man that you've been meaning to dump forever, and you finally got the strength to do it because you believe in
Angela,
you. And you
everybody
believe
not
in your
unhappy.
strength, and you believe in your power.
Everybody not unhappy. There's plenty of people out here that is happy.
And
Valentine's
there's
Day
some
is a
people
great
that's
day.
lonely, and there's some people that's happy to be alone. There's some people that's happily single.
We got to pay the bills, guys.
Turn that Teddy Pendergrass up before we get up out here. Or that Bobby Womack, whatever old black man that is.
It's the Breakfast Club.
I'ma keep it real with you.
Get some real advice with Angela Yee. It's Ask Yee.
Keith, good morning.
Yo, what up, what up?
What's your question for Yee, bro?
I've been married going on 5 years now, and it's been kind of bumpy. For the last 2 years, my wife cheated on me twice. She cheated on me about a year and a half ago, and she cheated on me about now a month ago. So the first time she cheated, it was actually, she was completely moved out. We talked about it, went through counseling, trying to get back together. And then the last time she cheated, it was just kind of rough. And I was, to the point where I'm kind of fed up with it. We scheduled for counseling. We haven't started it yet. But yeah, I just want to know what you thought about it because I still love the woman and all that good stuff. But, at some point in time, I don't know if I'm just sitting there playing myself or should I, just work through it.
When you said things were rocky, what were her reasons for cheating? Like that you found out in counseling, what were some things that you learned?
Me not paying attention to the small things. I work a lot. I put in, like 45 hours a week, and it's just crazy at work. And I come home and I like to just relax. I don't put a whole lot of time into her. And then after the counseling, we started working towards both of those things with her infidelity, and then me, paying her more attention. And then the last time she cheated, it was just, she, met a guy who was talking to her when she was in a bad point. Her family member had got really, really sick. And she just, how she explained it, she broke down at work, and the guy was there. The guy had been trying to get at her for months. She turned him down, and then at one point when her family member got really sick, she opened up to him. They exchanged numbers and blah, blah,
Well, that's going to be difficult for you to trust her moving forward. And does she still want to be in the relationship? Because that's a real question. Does she want to be married?
Well, she says she does, but at this point, I don't believe all that crap no more. But, I do feel like, it's worth at least sitting down hearing what she got to say about it.
Right.
You know, we've been together for over 5 years, you know, so.
And is she going to counseling on her own or only as couples counseling?
We've only been doing couples counseling to this point.
She needs to go herself as well.
Okay, yeah.
Like, she needs to go individually and she needs to go with you as a couple to work on your relationship. Now, you yourself just told me you feel like it's worth you having to sit down and listen to hear what it is that she has to say. So it seems like you do want to give it another shot, but at the same time, you're leery of whether or not she's being honest with you and is this going to happen to you again?
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. But at the end of the day, you know, I trusted her once. You know, she blew it. I trusted again. Now, obviously, I'm not perfect, but I've never left my wife and stepped out of a relationship. You know, I wasn't, you know, paying her the attention that she deserved, and I admitted to all that stuff through counseling. But, you know, what she did compared to my wrongs, you know, wrong is wrong, but, you know, she was pretty rough in it.
Yeah, she definitely should not have cheated on you, and and at least she is willing to work through that with you as well. Listen, I've seen a lot of relationships where people have cheated multiple times, but then eventually they ended up working things out. But I don't know if you're there for that, because I've also seen people get cheated on and decide to leave. And so I think that's your own threshold of what it is that you're willing to work through and willing to take. Now, you are going to work through, at least attempt to hear what she has to say and make those efforts. I think that you just have to give yourself the final look. If there's anything that feels suspicious to me, or if this happens again on any level or any circumstance, then I'm completely done. If right now you feel like it's worth you trying to salvage your relationship because you guys are married, then work toward that and do all the work, and she has to put in that work as well. Now, if she's not putting in that work, then you have some serious decisions to make.
Yeah. She says she's worth, she would like to put in the work, but outside of that, is there any specific reading, anything like that you think I should, you know, look into? Maybe a book or some certain types of counseling? Right now, I'm in Tampa, Florida, you know, and we've been reaching out to a couple of different people, but, you know, anything you recommend outside of that I can just sit down and kind of work through it myself?
Ooh, for you to work through it yourself? I mean, look, I'm going to be honest, most of the books I read are about men cheating and not the other way around. So we just had Devon Franklin on, right? And he has his book that's out right now. And it has a lot to do with relationships with men and women as well. But it gives a lot of information on there as far as how both of you can work on yourselves, not just her working on herself or you know, working on yourself. So that might be something worth you taking a look at.
Yeah, I heard about him, you know, working on the inner dog, and I most definitely have long before I heard about that.
And Tony Gaskins is really great if you want to read any of his books. You know, he has a lot to say about relationships. There's a lot of things that you can see there. But, you know, I think it is worthwhile, and I always feel like this, you know, is this cheating a deal breaker for you? And does she still work with this person? Can you still trust her? Is this eating away at you?
All right, I really do appreciate it.
All right, well, good luck, and I hope y'all work it out. But I have to tell you, man, if she keeps on doing this and it becomes a pattern, then you are going to have to make some serious decisions about what you want to do in your life. And I love the fact that you've never stepped out on her and that you're still doing what you're supposed to do and what your responsibilities are.
Yeah, got it. Hey, God bless, guys.
Okay, all right, good luck.
Too, all right, later.
All right, Ask Ye, 800-585-1051. If you got a question for Ye, hit up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Ask Ye. Hello, who's this?
This is Kimberly.
Hey, Kimberly, you sound sad. What's the matter on Valentine's Day? What's your question for Ye?
Oh, no, I'm not sad. I just have some advice that I need. I'm about to be a year married next month, and he already had a daughter, and we just had a son in December. But we've been together 3 years, and I've never met his baby mother the whole time, but I've been around his daughter the whole time.
Okay.
So you want to meet the baby mother?
I've been telling him just because I feel like if someone was around my child, I would want to know who that person is, but then, like, his daughter is very disrespectful for, like, being 11 years old, because the way I was raised and the way she was raised is two totally different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the way she talks and, like, some of the comments that she makes, because now she has a little brother that's kind of like her stepbrother, she told me to my face, like, that's not my brother.
You know, she is a child, though. She's only 11, so I'm sure that whatever it is that's in her head are because of feelings that she has due to her mother. Now, what's the reason that he said he hasn't introduced you?
There hasn't been like a reason, but I've been asking like over and over, and he just doesn't seem to like have time. But it's okay for me to like babysit his daughter, and it's okay for her to ask like, can she babysit her? And we've never met. So to me, it's a problem.
So you've spoken to her?
We've never spoken. We've seen each other face to face, but we've never had a conversation.
Okay, so maybe you need to initiate that.
I'm younger than him. He's 10 years older. So to me, I feel like he just thinks that because he's older that he can just do it when he wants to. Like it doesn't matter what I say.
I do find that very odd that the mother wouldn't want to meet you because you are watching her daughter and have a conversation with you, because you guys do need to have some type of communication. If there's issues with how her daughter's speaking to you or treating your son, those are things that you guys need to address. But I also feel like you have to have patience with an 11-year-old and think about all the feelings that she's having, because she's in the middle of all this.
I understand that, but there's also been other issues too that I just feel like she doesn't really get disciplined. So when I tell him she needs to be disciplined, I don't mean beat her or anything like that, punish her, and do something to show her that what she's doing is not
right.
Okay.
Take away some of her privileges.
Exactly.
Well, I think, being that you guys are a family now, one thing that we have to do is never blame a child for any issues, but you do have to have your form of discipline. But it does seem like it's so important for you to get to know the other woman. And it's not that you guys have to be friends, but you have to have some type of lines of communication open. And he has to be willing to initiate that, because he's the person that needs to do that. So you have to demand that. And if he's not going to do that, I would reach out myself and say, look, I just want to make sure that we at least have these lines of communication open so that you could feel free to let me know anything, and that if there's any issues with your daughter, I just want to be able to reach out to you directly. Hopefully we can have a conversation.
Yeah.
And see if he's okay with that. And even if you write a message out and tell him, look, this is what I want to send, or can you send this? You need to let him know. But just be really take initiative on that.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Ask Yee, 800-585-1051. We got rumors on the way, Yee?
Yes, let's talk about a possible spinoff from one of your favorite shows.
All right, we'll get into that next. Keep it locked. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to these rumors. Let's talk Jussie Smollett.
This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club. So listen up.
Well, Jussie Smollett was on Good Morning America with Robin Roberts. This is the first interview he's done since his alleged attack. I still have to say alleged because they are still investigating what happened to him in Chicago, where he claims that there were homophobic and racial slurs yelled at him, and he was attacked and ended up in the hospital. Now, here's what he had to say about turning over those phone records to the police. They were redacted, and so they were rejected.
They wanted me to give my phone to the tech for 3 to 4 hours. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do that.
Why?
Because I have private pictures and videos and numbers, my partner's number, my family's number, my castmates' number, my friends' numbers, my private emails, my private songs, my private voice memos. I don't know what that's going to be to hand over my phone for. And honestly, by then, inaccurate, false statements had already been put out there.
Has there ever been a time where the FBI has leaked anybody's personal information?
I mean, we don't know, but I wouldn't want to give up my personal stuff either.
Listen,
if I had some crazy
I don't think
videos
anybody wants to give their phone up because there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm just asking the question. Has there ever been a time when the FBI has leaked somebody's personal information? I'm sure they do that every single day.
I'm sure they don't. Somebody might have just leaked it, maybe not on purpose, but I wouldn't take that chance either.
You're just going to take Taraji's number out of Jesse's phone and call her, hey, this is Agent such and such.
Nah, but they might take this
really
video
enjoy
I got.
You in that movie.
Now this private video on my phone ends up on the internet.
Yeah, I'm not playing with you. No.
A lot of people probably wouldn't want to. And he also had the option to not give that and to give his phone records. So if you have that option, rather than give up your phone, I'm sure a lot of people would be like, you know what, I'll just give you the records.
I thought he did give his phone records, but they were redacted.
Yeah, he took some numbers off of it. All right, now here's what he had to say about people saying that he's faking this whole thing.
That I had said that they were wearing MAGA hats. I never said that. I didn't need to add anything like that. I've heard that it was a date gone bad, which I so resent that narrative. I'm not going to go out and get a tuna sandwich and a salad to meet somebody. Yes, there's Grindr. Yes, there's Jack. Yes, there's all of these things, which I have not been on in years. I can admit that I was on that back in the day. I was single.
He said he going to get a tuna salad and a salad. What he said?
He was going to get a sandwich when all that happened.
He said he wasn't going to meet somebody.
Yeah, he wasn't going to meet somebody to get a sandwich. All right, now he also talks about how...
He didn't go to Subway?
No, he's saying that he wasn't going to meet somebody.
He just went to somebody because he was hungry.
Okay.
He wasn't on Grindr, none of that, he was saying.
All right, now he also talked about why he's speaking out and how people need to fight back.
Number one, I want them to find the people that did it. Number two, I want them to stop being able to say alleged attack. Number three, I want them to see that I fought back. And I want a little gay boy who might watch this to see that I fought back.
What do you say to a young
gay man, a young gay person.
Learn to be a fighter. I am not advocating violence at all, so let's be clear about that. If you're gonna die, fight until you do. Because if you don't fight, you have no chance. I have fought for love.
I told y'all yesterday he was going to go on Good Morning America and be defensive against everyone who claims he was lying. But here's the thing. He doesn't need to. Jussie, the truth don't need no defense, only witnesses. You know what the truth is. Why are you trying to convince everybody else?
Well,
Who cares if people don't believe you?
That's probably part of it. And the other part is he wants to talk about fighting back, and he wants people to stop saying allegations and stop spreading these false narratives.
He got beat up
wants
and
to
he wants
speak
to tell,
and tell his own truth from his own first-hand account. And if you're going to do it, why not do it with Robin Roberts?
The issue isn't whether people believe you. The issue is getting the people who did that to you off the street. Let the police do their job.
And he said that as well. He said he wants to make sure that it's not an alleged attack anymore. It is him telling the real story and hopefully getting this handled.
Because honestly, the more he talks and defends himself, the more he sounds like he's hiding something. And that's just the truth to the matter.
Oh, I didn't think so. I can't see why somebody would make something like that up. So
he just wants his truth out there.
All right, now let's discuss B. Smith. I've been following this story for quite some time. Now, B. Smith, as you all know, the fashion guru, the restaurateur, she's also got Alzheimer's. And her husband, who's been with her for quite some time, over 20 years, he's been taking care of her. He's her caregiver, and people are up in arms about the fact that he has a live-in girlfriend as well. Now, here's what he had to say about it.
You know, I've been married for 26 years. I've been with B 27 and a half years. Alex and I are now going on a year and a half being together. I believe in the sanctity of marriage, but I don't believe death do you part means that because you made a commitment, if the person is not there, that you should sit there and watch your life shrivel up. And that's why I am where I am today.
That's crazy.
Now, there were rumors that he...
What's not crazy?
Yeah, like
his wife has Alzheimer's.
I would not
and
want
you're
to be in that situation.
Yeah, but you don't leave your wife.
Who said he's left his wife? They live in the house with his
together.
woman.
He's her caregiver.
What are you talking about?
He's a caregiver, but he got another chick.
You know,
she got Alzheimer's.
That's crazy.
Nah,
that's disrespectful. That's crazy.
So what is he supposed to do?
Ride out with his wife.
I think he
Take
is.
care of his wife.
Well, he is taking care of her.
He is.
Nah, that's wrong.
No, there's a lot of people weighing in on this, and
it's a difficult situation.
I think that's wrong.
yeah, I think it's a complicated situation until you're in it, because he is at least there taking care of her in the home, and his girlfriend is helping. His girlfriend's white, by the way.
It's almost like, yeah, I'm cheating because you just won't know because you just don't know because you can't remember.
Well, I think it's also, and they have done statistics on how stressful it is to deal with somebody and have to be a caregiver for somebody that has Alzheimer's. They said 70% of those caring for someone with Alzheimer's disease die before the person they are caring for, because it does take a toll on you. It's stressful. It's not really the same person that you marry, because it is a very common form of dementia. So
y'all judging that
African Americans are also twice as likely to develop Alzheimer's as white people are. And there was a rumor that they were going to have a reality show, but Carlos King, who they are saying was developing that show for Bravo, has denied that. He said he just happened to be sitting next to her in the audience of some other show, and that's where that rumor started, but there is no show coming.
Yeah, I mean, y'all judging that man, but you don't know how you would react if you was in that situation, to be honest. I don't know how I would react if I was in that situation, too, but I don't look at him and be like, oh, he's dead wrong for what he's doing.
I don't know that I would put it out there like that. But he and B. Smith did write a book about Alzheimer's and dealing with that. It was called Before I Forget Love, Hope, Help, and Acceptance in Our Fight Against Alzheimer's.
That's not if you had Alzheimer's and your wife brought in another dude in your house.
I would need to know how long they've been dealing with each other.
You wouldn't know nothing.
If that was some woman or man that they had been dealing with, and soon as I, hit a situation like that, then they bringing them around, that's effed up. But if that's somebody I met through this whole process, what's the problem?
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report. I'm sure we'll discuss this further.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Revolt, we'll see you tomorrow. Everybody else, the People's Choice Mix is up next, and I'm doing it for all the lovers out there.
The lovers. Let's celebrate Valentine's Day. This is a day of celebration.
That's right. It's the Breakfast Club. Happy Valentine's.
Happy white man's loving holiday.
We love you.
I love you, Gia. Happy Valentine's.